Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a relatively condensed wax trash talk. I've really been focusing on clams and bags of wax, so I don't have as many as I've had in the past since it hasn't been that long, but I figured I'd go ahead and just try to keep it a little bit shorter and sweeter and share with you the wax that I have melted through. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the largest category, which are clamshells. So the first one that I have, no surprise, is relatively old. It comes from Glade. It's the Nutcracker Delight Rich Hazelnut and Praline scent. This came out when the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, so 2018, was when I picked this up. This, I feel like I thought was a much more unique and delicious scent than it really was. It basically just smelled like bakery. Like it was just a general bakery scent. Nothing super special, and I melted through it relatively fast because I don't find the Glade, aside from their pine, I don't feel like the Glade wax lasts super long, but it's totally fine for the price point, which I think is like somewhere in the $250 range. I've also got one from Fortune Cookie Soap that totally caught me by surprise. It is called You Shall Not Pass in their wax tarts. I don't like this packaging of their wax. They use a soy wax, so it was really hard to break apart the wax. It was just way too soft and very crumbly, so really hard to get out of this. But the scent of this, oh man. I feel like on cold, it was just okay. But then when I melted it, it was so yummy. It feels like something I've had as a hair care item from Fortune Cookie Soap before. I couldn't tell you what collection this came out as. I've had it for quite some time, but it had really good longevity. I really, again, like I said, don't love their clamshells. I think their best wax format that I have come across is when they do basically like a little tub and they have pieces or shapes. That I feel like is their sweet spot, but they kind of keep playing around with their iterations. But if they had this as a body care scent or it had any more of this as a tart, I would totally pick it up because it was super yummy. I have two from Sensationals that are kind of like womp womp. The first is Vanilla Pine. This is, I want to say my second one that I've melted this year, and I feel like I have another one. I think this is one of the ones that I just like constantly buy and forget that I already have. I really like the smell of it on cold. However, when I go to melt it, it smells like chapstick, like the original cherry chapstick brand of chapstick. Like that's what that smells like. I don't love it on cold. I basically have like a handful of true like wintry wax out and about in my different pockets of my melting areas, and I'm trying to just work through them because I don't want to put them back and have them for another season or another 9 months to wait for the winter season. So it's fine. I wouldn't get this again. I have to really remind myself when I go to Walmart this winter to not buy this one. I think I just like blindly buy it because it's a pine scent, but it's not my favorite pine scent. The other one that's just kind of okay for me is the Cookies and Cream Life is Sweet, Enjoy a Treat. This, like, I don't know what it is. It just is very like blasé. Like it's kind of vanilla, but it's not like a yummy vanilla scent. It doesn't excite me. Like, it just didn't excite me on cold. I didn't love it. I didn't feel like it was something super amazing that I really wanted more of. Performance was good, but just not a big fan of this particular scent, so I wouldn't buy this one. I've got another really old one. This is Better Homes and Gardens. It's the Candied Caramel Pecan. This one is also a general like cinnamon bakery scent. It's nothing bad, like I don't think anything bad, but nothing super special. I kind of feel like these bakery ones all blend together. Like they kind of claim that they're like a different type of fall bakery item, but they all on warm smell the same. It lasts a really long time, and this, like I said, is really old. I think it's one of those ones I kept just like passing over. I did like it, and I felt it was very comforting in our bedroom, but I don't feel like it's something really unique that I have to have every single year. I've got two really old scent shots to share. I have yet another Candles by Victoria scent shot. I'm basically at the point where if I have any of these scent shots, one, they're really old, and two, they're scents that like I've constantly passed over year to year. This one was Ginger Peach. I don't know why I thought I was gonna like this, but basically it smells like how it's described. I get peach and ginger, and I'm not a big fan of the smell of ginger. Ironic, I know, but we're just gonna move past that. So it was fine. Performance, fine. It's not a brand I'm gonna keep buying from, but I'm happy to have melted through it. And then I had one from Dessa's Homespun Scents in Black Cherry Bomb. Cherry is such a hit and miss scent for me. I don't know, aside from cherry, I don't really know what else is in here. It is not a bad cough syrup cherry, which I feel like it's sometimes how cherry reads to me. Nothing terrible, but nothing that I am really, really into. I didn't get this of my own accord. It came in a D-stash. I bought a Dessa's Homespun Scents, particularly like Scent Shot D-stash, and it was in there. And I finally melted it. She has great performance, and this scent was no exception despite being really, really old. It lasted a really long time, but just not my preferred scent. And then we have some bags. I have 3 baggies from She Loves Cake. I really thought I was on the tail end of this, and then I opened a drawer and found like a whole nother pocket. So I'm really trying to melt through these. So I have 2 that come from the night before Christmas. I have Dr. Finkelstein, which was a buttery sugar cookies blended with pumpkin caramel latte. Really, really yummy. This one in particular was buried in that like coffee bag that I have, where I was like, I'm not a person who likes coffee scents, and then that whole MO changed. This was nice. It was a good balance of like caramel and a little bit of coffee and vanilla. Like those notes were more dominant than the coffee itself. So this did pretty well despite how old it was. The other one that I had that I just thought was okay was Sally the Ragdoll. It's red velvet cake, rich chocolate frosting, and black licorice dots. I really don't like licorice as a scent. It was okay. I ended up mixing this with something else because it wasn't super strong on its own. Nothing super special, not my favorite scent. And then the last one came from the Dark Shadows. It's Angelique Bouchard, Nightmare Espresso, Oreo cookies, and vanilla ice cream. Nothing really great either. Again, like just a general vanilla scent that wasn't super strong. I don't totally fault it because this wax is real old, from 2018, and it's been really hit or miss on the tail end. I'd say the last 6 months, these are kind of really fading on me. So once again, I'm trying really hard to melt them all as soon as possible. And the final one comes to us from Glitterati. It's the July 2018 mystery box. It's Frosted Cranberry Yuzu Cupcake. If you haven't heard the spiel before, I don't have a problem with Glitterati's selling methodology and how she operates, but I don't feel like her wax performance is leaps and bounds better than everybody else that she's competing with. So I appreciate the wax that I have, but I am not clamoring to get more Glitterati. This scent, I felt like, was a little bit strange. I don't know if it's the yuzu and the cranberry that are kind of like butting heads as scents, but it's almost like a cranberry perfume type of scent, which is a little bit odd. Nothing I was super in love with, but I was able to melt through it pretty fast because I don't find that her wax has the longest scent performance. It has really good throw, but it dies out relatively quickly for me. I do have a number of bags like this, and I'm going to try to prioritize melting more of these, so I'm sure you'll see more Glitterati from me in the future. So there you have it. Not probably the most positive wax trash talk that we've had, but I just really kind of hit a pocket of so-so scents or so-so performers. It wasn't intentional, it just kind of worked out that way. Like I've said in previous wax trash talks, I'm home right now for so long that it is a lot of melting that I'm doing, which is great for using up my collection. So I'm going to try to film these a bit more frequently. That way I don't have such a huge amount to talk about. But I very much appreciate you being here and tuning in, and I will talk to you in the next video.